But you don't have to wait, because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you get to see the comedy stylings of the one, the only, Alec Jones, everybody!
Going to a rave is a shitty way to find out that you have epilepsy now. We'll just start there. A little bit about myself. Back in November, I celebrated 5 years of sobriety. I haven't had a drink in 5 years, guys. Thank you. But I realized that sobriety has eliminated my ability to flirt with confidence. I can't do it. Like, last summer, I was at Wicker Park Fest in the city, and seeing some bands that I really like, and I'm at the show, and this girl I had met one time ever texts me and says, "Hey, there's this other show happening a few stops north of where you are. You should come meet me there." And I said, "Oh, okay." Because I go where I'm told. And I go to the show and we're hanging out and she's dancing and she's kind of dancing on me. I don't know. Like, again, sober, can't flirt, so penis is excited, but brain's like Dr. Grant, Jurassic Park, just like, don't move a muscle! And I just stood there like a real weirdo. And at one point, I'm distracted, and I look at my phone and I realize it's 12:10, and the last train back to Joliet, which is where I'm from, the Rockford of the southwest suburbs. It was at 12:45, and I'm in California in Milwaukee. Some of you know, you're not gonna make that train. Now, a normal functioning person might have just been like, "Hey, I might miss my train. Is it cool if I crash at your place tonight?" What I did was I looked at my phone and I just went, "I gotta go!" And then I just left. Like a trail of cartoon dust following me out the door. And I did miss my train. Like I said, 5 years sober. I don't like to call myself an alcoholic though, because I've realized I have a predilection to just liking instant gratification way too much. Like, alcohol is a problem for me, gambling is a problem for me, and I'll say this, gambling is the dumbest addiction known to man. And I'm not saying you're dumb if you have that problem, I have that problem, I get it. But could you imagine for a second, doing drugs that only worked 5% of the time or less? Like, you're just addicted to the concept of hope at that point. That's all that is. That's all that is. I don't know. Alcohol, gambling, food. I lost a lot of weight last year in 2019, guys. Lost a lot of weight, thank you. I'll let you know exactly how much later in my set, but I'll just say a lot for now. But I had to delete Uber Eats from my phone. I had to delete it because that's instant access to food from wherever. Anybody order something on Uber Eats that you were embarrassed by when you ordered it? Like, anybody have anything that they've ever... You do? You do? You're raising your hand. What did you order? Please tell. I did that on a Tuesday. Just as you ordered McDonald's, that was embarrassing. That makes me feel great. Because I once ordered 2 packages of 6 each Cheddar Bay biscuits from a Red Lobster, and that's it. That was the entire order. You ever order something so embarrassing you have to avoid eye contact with the person dropping it off? Just like, please don't remember we've ever met. And I had friends that were just like, you could buy the stuff at the store and make it at home. You're right, it's not the same. It's not even fucking close to the same. Because they put like 50% more butter on the ones in a restaurant because they know you're going to eat like 15 of those and you're going to need that lubrication to slide each one down your throat. Sorry, I got really aggressive. I just really like Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Cheddar Bay Biscuits, because I'm secretly 12. It's not a secret anymore. Man, Jesus, I'm 5'7". Someone called me a hipster recently because I rolled my pant legs up and I had to explain to them that these are length 29 jeans. That'll make them shorter for adult men. I don't have a choice. I was at Target recently, like I said, I lost a lot of weight, and I was at Target, spoiler alert, talking to a lady. It doesn't happen often. But I'm in Target trying out new clothes. I'm trying to put together like an outfit because I'm trying, look good, feel good, right? I'm sending her pictures of me in these outfits, and I sent a picture, and her only response was, "LOL, you've got short legs." Because with the pants not rolled up, they were wrapped around my feet. What I've realized is that I am the human equivalent of a dachshund. I just have stubs for limbs and a very long midsection. That is my physical appearance in dog form. Oh man. Oh no. Oh jeez. Yeah, no, I'm enjoying being sober. It's nice. Although I make all my bad decisions sober now. That is a problem. I don't have an excuse anymore for why I do things. I have the Star Trek insignia tattooed onto my chest right where we go in the uniform. One fucking person is on board with this. One person is tattooed right on my chest, and I love it, but I like to call it my flesh chastity belt. Because when I take my shirt off, either she's in or she's out. Because if she's in, she's gonna have to look at it for, I don't know, the next 5 minutes. I don't drink. Also, dumb tattoo. Recently, back in November, to celebrate 5 years of sobriety, I got the words "Nobody's Nerfig" tattooed onto the inside of my arm in Comic Sans, because I shouldn't be allowed around money. I make decisions. I don't drink and I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke weed, I don't drink. I'm a unicorn in the comedy community. I shouldn't exist. Everyone remember the DARE program when they were in schools? Remember the DARE program? Yeah. It didn't work, did it? Didn't work for most people. Because they either, the two things they showed you at DARE were either like the really outdated 90s movies, right? Or the cartoon ones that just introduced you to drugs you didn't know it existed. Like you were just like, well, LSD looks fun. Guess I'll try that when I'm older. They want the DARE program to work. Stop showing the cute cartoon movies. Make the children watch Requiem for a Dream. Yeah, you see Jennifer Connelly going ass to ass in a room full of men wearing masks. You're like, I'm not gonna do drugs. Good. Don't need it. Don't need it. Anybody here have kids in the audience? Anybody parents? I am not, and I don't ever want to be. I worked with kids for 7 years. I'm good. I'm good. That's where I realized I'm perfectly fine being an uncle. Like that's where I'm at in life now. Thank you. My favorite, I had a job, I was a camp counselor at the Brookfield Zoo, guys. That was a job that I had. Someone put this in charge of large groups of children. And I don't understand why to this day. And I remember a kid walked up to me, and he looks at my ID badge from my first year. This is my 3rd year with Brookfield Zoo. He looks at my ID badge, and he looks up at my face. And he looks back at my ID badge. And he looks back up at my face. And just goes, what happened? Just like, you son of a bitch, you happened. You and the others like you have done this to me. And I don't even have to be around you full time. I don't want kids. I don't want kids, but I don't have health insurance, and vasectomies cost money. But I did find out recently, guys, that in some cases, chlamydia can cause infertility. So, I'm gonna go try to get chlamydia again. Just double down on it. I do try dating. It's.
What did you say?
You don't
have
what?
health insurance?
Yeah, I don't have health insurance because I'm a poor millennial. That's not news. Duh. I'm wearing a flannel and jeans right now. Like I bought this whole outfit at a Walmart. I don't have health insurance. My health insurance is just one word: luck. That's it. That's my health insurance. That's what it is. I hope I don't get sick. This is true. The other day, I moved back in with my parents recently, and just to save up money, and that's what they all say. My mom is a very health conscious person, and she was talking to my dad and I about the flu shots. And she looks at me. My dad hasn't had a flu shot in years. I haven't had a flu shot in years. And it's not like I don't want a flu shot. I mean to get a flu shot, but then I do things like get dinner. And then I don't get a flu shot. That's how that works. My mom looks at me and just goes, at Jewel, it's like if the flu shot is free with your insurance. And I'm like, well, I don't have that. Because I'm 29 and I live with you. And she quickly looks at my dad and goes, at Jewel, the flu shot is free with health insurance. I love my parents. I'm dating, or that's said with such confidence. Yeah, Alex, let's stutter your way through trying to impress people. I was hanging out with a lady a few months ago, and we're watching a Match Game. Anybody remember Match Game? Yeah? A couple people. It was like Family Feud, kinda, but instead of having to match with a bunch of people that were surveyed at a mall at 12 in the afternoon, you have to match with a celebrity panel, and they give you a prompt. So the prompt for the big money round was beef blank. Beef blank. Anybody have any suggestions? What might fill in that blank there? Patty, cake, beef stew. That was my answer. That was the number one answer. High five! Boom! We're friends. Also, give yourselves a round of applause because no one in the room said beef curtains. And that has happened every time I've tried to do this joke. I said beef stew. That was the number one answer. The girl I'm hanging out with said beefaroni. The fuck? What? I don't talk to her anymore. And I tried to maintain a relationship with the girl that gave me chlamydia, so my standards are in a real weird place. I could trace my issues with dating back to high school, where I was dating this girl, and one day my parents were on vacation over the summer, and so I invited her over, like you do. And she came over, and I made spaghetti because I'm a gentleman. Also true. We watched a movie because I didn't want to rush things, and we very awkwardly had sex, which was really just me on top of her for 5 minutes, banging her head against the wall because we did not plan our bodies out accordingly. And if you're not picturing an unsatisfied woman whose head's just bouncing against drywall, I can't help you anymore. But the next day, I hopped on AOL Instant Messenger. And I was like, hey, we should do that again. And she said, no. Now, a normal functioning person might have thought, I'm bad at sex, but my first thought was, I should never make spaghetti ever again. And I fucking haven't. Is it okay if I get dark with you guys? It's okay? You guys are friendly. You guys are nice people. Don't worry. I'll preface by saying this. I'm fine now. I deal with anxiety and depression. Anybody else got that happening in their everyday life? That weird combination of thought? One of my anxiety triggers is being late to places. If I'm running late to somewhere, my brain gets overcharged. I'm just like, oh my god, Alec, you're a minute late. Everyone's going to notice. You'll never be invited back and you lose all your friends. But then depression creeps in. It's almost soothing. Because depression's like, what are you complaining about? You don't even have friends.
You can talk back and I can listen.
But If I get real with you guys, you know, I deal with anxiety and depression, and about this time last year, actually, I was ready to call it. I was ready to go. I know. I'm here now, so we're okay. But I'm walking around my house at the time where I was living. Not anymore. He very surprisingly went, "You have a house?" And I was renting. Walking around my house in my room, which was in the basement, because like I said, I'm 5'7", I live underground, I'm a real life hobbit. Walking around the basement, and I have this rope, which I conveniently had bought for an ex-girlfriend because she told me she was into being tied up, but we never actually used it, and that sums up that relationship as a whole. A lot of expectation, very little follow-through. I'm walking around, I see this pipe. I'm like, I'm gonna use that pipe. Then I realized I weighed 250 pounds. I was probably going to break the pipe, lose the security deposit on my house, and then really want to kill myself. So I decided to do the next best thing. Lose weight. And I've lost 50 pounds this year, guys. I've lost 50 pounds. Thank you. But now people keep asking me, "Alec, what's your weight loss goal? What's your fitness goal? What are you trying to get to?" And I'm just like, I don't know, killable? What do you want from me? A poem? I'm Alec Jones. Thank you very much.
Give him another round of applause. He lost 50 fucking pounds, man.